I think this was a very dicey move because I think this very much opens up interpretation to what Blake Lively is saying was uncomfortable, and the key word here, unwelcome.
Liz Plank was out, instantly said she quit, a show of support and solidarity with Blake after everything dropped, and people began looking into it.
Breaking news. Justin Baldoni has just scored a monumental victory, thrusting Blake Lively into a storm of public scrutiny and casting a shadow over her career. But let's be real. This isn't just another Hollywood headline. It's a full-scale spectacle, and the fallout is more explosive than anyone expected. So grab your popcorn. We're diving into the drama that's shaking up the industry. Would you like this rewritten with a more formal or humorous tone?
I believe that it's a continuation of the smear campaign that Blake initially claims happened while they were promoting the film.
Let's rewind and set the scene. Blake Lively, Hollywood's golden girl, known for her elegance, charm, and picture-perfect life with Ryan Reynolds, suddenly finds herself at the center of a legal and PR nightmare. It all started with what was meant to be a passion project, a film adaptation of the beloved novel It Ends With Us. Justin Baldoni, the actor-turned-director, was leading the charge, backed by Wayhair Studios. Enter Lively, cast as the lead.
I said that having read through Blake Lively's complaints, that it was evident to me that she was likely under the influence when she filed her complaint.
Behind the scenes, Blake Lively wasn't content with just being the star of the film. Far from it. According to insider reports, she wanted her hands on nearly every aspect of the production, from rewriting scenes to adjusting costume designs, and even influencing casting decisions. Lively's involvement allegedly went well beyond what's typical for a lead actor.
That's it. There he is, creepy Baldoni, getting close to her, obviously making small chatter not in character so as not to make the scene, which didn't require dialogue, awkward.
Baldoni, who had poured years of effort into bringing the project to life, suddenly found himself fighting for creative control over his own film. Imagine the atmosphere on set, tense, chaotic, and charged with ego. One insider described it as hostile, marked by constant power struggles and behind-the-scenes clashes. The final straw? Blake Lively's shocking decision to hold an unauthorized screening of an unfinished version of the movie, at a literary event, no less. That's right. She reportedly flew with a hard drive containing the incomplete cut and showcased it without the studio's approval.
Literally, I'm just asking the question, how are women allowed to do this, to take something and to make it sound like you survived a... Because that's what it sounded like to the public.
And speaking of courtrooms, things got even messier once the legal battles kicked off. In what many have described as a desperate attempt to control the narrative, Lively's legal team filed multiple motions aimed at silencing Justin Baldoni and his attorney, Brian Friedman. One key move? Requesting a gag order to prevent Friedman from speaking publicly about the case, claiming his comments could damage Lively's reputation.
I have got some major scoops. I mean, everybody's talking because the sink is shipping and people want to get onto lifeboats. So let's jump right in. Welcome back.
And let's not forget Ryan Reynolds, who's been dragged into the chaos by sheer association. Allegations have surfaced suggesting that Reynolds quietly backed Lively's aggressive takeover of the project, possibly as a strategic move to pave the way for a sequel. But others in the industry suspect something deeper: jealousy. The whispers started after that now infamous dance scene between Lively and Baldoni's characters, a scene many fans noted bore a striking resemblance to the romantic moment in Green Lantern where Lively and Reynolds first fell in love. A coincidence? Not according to those close to the production.
So I'm just going to very quickly, before I give you all of the tea that I got over the weekend, I'm going to go over the biggest revelations from the filing.
Public perception has been harsh, to say the least. Both fans and industry insiders have slammed Blake Lively for what many see as blatant overreach and manipulation. One fan summed it up bluntly. What's crazy is she wanted to direct but didn't even read the book. Her choices literally contradicted so much of it, like wearing only name brands such as Lacey Fittens when her character was supposed to be a struggling small business owner. That criticism has echoed across social media, where many accuse Lively of completely missing the heart of the story. Her decision to glamorize a character meant to embody resilience and relatability has left longtime fans disappointed and, frankly, outraged.
He literally tells Ryan he wants to be friends with you. And I can just see Ryan sitting there like, yes, this is exactly what I want, a puppy to kick in the mouth.
Then there's Baldoni. While his career has undoubtedly taken a hit amid the controversy, he's managed to carve out a compelling role for himself as the underdog in a David versus Goliath battle against a power couple with major Hollywood clout. Supporters have begun to rally around him, calling out the imbalance and perceived injustice of the situation. One particularly biting comment summed up the sentiment. Criminals. This was an attempted heist that destroyed Baldoni's career. Public opinion remains split, but as more details emerge about Lively's behind-the-scenes conduct, the momentum appears to be shifting in Baldoni's favor.
And one of the most significant allegations in Baldoni's lawsuit is that Lively sought to gain control over the editing process.
The industry has taken notice, and it's not looking good for Lively. Studios are reportedly reconsidering future collaborations due to the chaos and controversy surrounding this project. Sony, for instance, is said to have paused all discussions about upcoming projects with her, while Netflix, which had been eyeing her for the lead in an upcoming thriller, has allegedly pulled the plug entirely. The message from Hollywood is loud and clear. No name is big enough to justify this level of disruption.
Sidebar, Blake Lively's team has denied all of these allegations. They have responded.
But let's be honest, this story is far from over. With depositions looming, court dates on the calendar, and the threat of a box office disaster hanging in the balance, the real drama is just beginning. The question now is, can Blake Lively salvage her reputation, or is this the beginning of the end for one of Hollywood's most celebrated stars?
For most of his career, he has been a major proponent of feminism, of healthy masculinity. How does it feel for him, though?
Now let's take a closer look at how the industry is responding to this unfolding disaster. Studio executives are often quick to forgive when there's money to be made. Scandals come and go in Hollywood. But this time, it's different. Blake. Lively's behavior on It Ends With Us has reportedly left a bitter taste across the board.
Shutting down a woman's claims.
She is claiming that there was sexual harassment. He's saying none of it is true, never happened, never did.
Even Netflix, a platform that thrives on star power, seems to be backing away. Rumors had swirled that Blake Lively was being considered for the lead in a high-profile thriller, but once the headlines around It Ends With Us began piling up, the talks reportedly went silent. And when a platform like Netflix, known for handing out massive deals to big names, decides to distance itself from a star as bankable as Lively, you know things have gone seriously off the rails.
Nobody, genuinely, Steph, if you're watching this, I genuinely don't like Blake Lively. Like, I genuinely know, I've known she's a brat. Nobody's paying me to say this.
And Reynolds' reputation isn't just suffering because of his alleged behind-the-scenes involvement. His decision to crack jokes about the legal drama during public appearances has only made things worse. Once praised for his sharp wit and charm, fans are now accusing him of being tone-deaf. One particularly scathing social media post summed up the growing sentiment. Ryan's always been quick with a joke, but maybe he should sit this one out. It's not a good look to make light of something that's clearly affecting so many people. The backlash has been swift and unforgiving. Some are even beginning to question whether his beloved image as Hollywood's witty, lovable rogue was just that, an image. As the controversy deepens, the line between the persona and the person is becoming harder to ignore.
No one's told me to say this. I think people really didn't like her during those premiere things, and there was no plot against you, okay? Come down from your high horse.
As if the situation couldn't get worse, Reynolds' own career may be facing collateral damage. Studios are undoubtedly paying close attention to just how deeply he's entangled in the controversy. And while his star power is still strong, no one wants to attach themselves to a project clouded by this kind of baggage. Imagine walking into a pitch meeting. We've got Ryan Reynolds, but his name is trending for all the wrong reasons. Not exactly a selling point.
That Justin won't be bullied by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. So his lawyer told us that their recent court filings show how scared they are.
The disconnect between Lively's vision and the heart of the story has only widened the gap between her and the film's audience. Creative liberties are one thing, but completely rewriting the narrative to fit a personal agenda? That's a different story altogether. The backlash has been intensified by her unauthorized screening of an unfinished version of the film, a move that not only broke industry norms, but also showed a blatant disregard for the collaborative nature of filmmaking. It's no surprise that Baldoni's legal team seized on this moment in court, using it as a key example of overreach and unprofessional conduct.
But yeah, it's just getting super nasty, and it seems like he's not cowering to this attempted gag order.
Yeah, I don't really understand Blake Lively's.
The industry is watching this saga unfold with bated breath, and it's no surprise that comparisons to the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial are already surfacing. Like that headline-grabbing legal battle, this situation has become a full-blown public spectacle, with both sides fighting not just in courtrooms, but in the court of public opinion.
This tool of a lawsuit or whatever to get it into the public atmosphere, and now you're not going to allow me the chance to respond in the same avenue?
As this saga continues to unravel, one thing is certain: the stakes couldn't be higher. For Blake Lively, it's no longer just about a single film. It's about salvaging her public image and proving she's not the manipulative force many now accuse her of being. For Justin Baldoni, it's a fight to reclaim his career and remind the industry that he's more than the controversy surrounding him. And for Ryan Reynolds, it's a battle to preserve his carefully built golden boy persona amid growing scrutiny.